We are back and I am Sunburn. Now what I like to do every so often, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, that's you beautiful people watching at home, is I like to look at the performance of how many people are unlocking new characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and comparing it to the previous era. So last time we took a look at Claire, we compared against Stormtrooper Luke, sort of looking at Era of Andor versus Era of Anniversary. We're going to do the same thing right now but looking at R5, and I'll probably do something taking a look at Zeb later. His first week of his marquee is about to finish, so we're getting that information in the juicy data. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, shall we get down to it? The Mandalorian and Grogu film has just released in cinemas, and in celebration of such, I've paired up with Saber Universe to celebrate the release of 2 brand new lightsaber sets that you can get your hands on. These are only available for pre-order until May 31st, so time is running out on these, ladies and gentlemen. What can I tell you about these? Well, they've got something a little bit unique that you won't see anywhere else. If you take a look at the hilts on these are custom engraved with my name, Scribe Gaming, and yours can be as well, ladies and gentlemen. The lightsabers that they are releasing are a pair of Ahsoka-style lightsabers as well as an absolutely sick-looking Darksaber lightsaber. The hilts are aluminium and the blades are a polycarbonate, so you can actually use these in battles with real lighting and sound effects, as well as clash mechanics. The Darksaber over here does have a base price of $300, but if you pre-order it and use my discount code, you are going to get it at a reduced price of $224.96. Similarly speaking, the pair of Ahsoka lightsabers are also discounted. Their normal price is going to be coming in at $330, but if you are part of the pre-order, you will get that alongside my own discount code for the price of $251.96. Alternatively, you can just get a single Ahsoka lightsaber, and this would come in at $190, or by using the pre-order code with my discount code, it's going to come down to $143.96. If you are interested in picking up either of these deals, ladies and gentlemen, do scan that QR code or use the link in the description down below. May the Force be with you. As we begin, let us set the scene, ladies and gentlemen. Each era brings with it 6 units, usually, as well as a journey guide event. We are currently on Zeb's, we've got R5D4, we're going to be getting Carson Teva in just over a week's time, and then it'll be Snowtrooper Commander, and then we're getting Colonel Ward, and finally we should be getting Grogu and the Enzellans, which is a peculiar thing. Now, I still haven't seen the film. I'm seeing it in 2 days' time. I can't wait. So no spoilers in the chat, please. And then finally, Legendary Unit, the Journey Guide unit, is going to be Rot of the Hutt. Now, I was very hopeful. About a month back, I put out a video saying that we could be entering a renaissance of Star Wars, and it really comes down to how well The Mandalorian and Grogu lands with the audience and the critics alike. If it generates a lot of buzz, a lot of hubbub, then it's good things, not just for Star Wars, but also for Star Wars related content like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and ultimately, the most important part, my ad revenue. Please like the video. Anyway, from what I'm gathering so far, there is definitely very mixed reviews coming out of Mando and Grogu. I've seen many people in my comment section saying it's really good, really enjoyable, don't go in expecting some massive hoo-ha, big fanfare, sort of, you know, the best Star Wars film ever, but it was an enjoyable romp. It kind of feels like a bunch of episodes of The Mandalorian thrown into a film, which is probably exactly what it was. It probably was season 4 that they just decided, you know what? It's a film now. And that's fine. I have heard from other people, though, that they are incredibly disappointed in it and that it is not the best. Now, I will watch it in 2 days' time, and I will give you my candid views on it because I'm sure you care about that, right? But don't let anybody online tell you how to enjoy a film. Just go and watch it for yourself and just make up your own mind. If you dislike it, great. If you like it, great. Let's all get happy and enjoy some Star Wars content in general, okay? So my perspective a month ago was, if this film lands really well, it's going to do great things for the game. And CG are leaning into that film, right? As I predicted, we're getting Mando and Grogu content. We're getting a legendary associated with it. We'll probably be getting a Galactic Legend, which is probably going to be a Mando and Grogu GL, but we haven't seen it yet, okay? And that can only mean good things for the game. But I want to see, based on initial reports, the first couple of marquee units, is that being reflected in the player base of Galaxy of Heroes? So in order for us to set the scene here appropriately, we need to go back to the era of the anniversary. All right, we're going back 2 eras because that's our baseline. When we look back at 2 eras ago and we take a look at Stormtrooper Luke, the way I'll do this, I'll show this in a number of ways, essentially. But if we were to look at Stormtrooper Luke, yep, this wonderful fellow over here is a pretty decent unit, actually. It's actually pretty good overall. Doesn't see a heck of a lot of play because there's so many units that we can use, right? When we go back and we look at this guy, we're going to use him as the baseline to say this is how many people were playing during Era of Anniversary. Now, I want to keep in mind, I want to set a proviso here that Era of Anniversary was an anomaly. It was not the standard. It was massive, huge 10-year anniversary update for the game, bringing back many fan favorite characters like Stormtrooper Luke, as well as ending in a legendary Journey Guide event for Spider-Legs Maul. Everybody loves Maul. Okay, so we can take this as a high point, but I wouldn't expect that to be our sort of baseline. Now, obviously, I did a video on this recently, so let's go back and check what happened there. So this was my video that I did about a month ago when we were comparing Claire. Now, it turns out there were about 441,000 unlocks of Stormtrooper Luke at the end of that first week, okay? 441,000 is about on par with the general number of players that we have playing Galaxy of Heroes. It usually hovers around that 400,000 mark. At least that's what generally has been the case for some time now. When we took a look then to see how many people unlocked Claire at the end of her first week, the numbers did dip a little. As you can see, this was the end of the first week of Claire, and there were 387,310 people that unlocked Claire during that first week, which is, you know, it's a drop off of about 60,000. Comparing it to Era of Anniversary, like I said, that was a big hype event. Big hype event, everybody getting involved, people coming back, people playing alt accounts, all getting very excited about the new stuff coming. And Andor itself was also quite a popular TV show. Quite popular, very popular TV show. So now that's our baseline. We have got Stormtrooper Luke at 440,000 units. We have got Claire at 387,000 units. Now it comes down to the pièce de résistance, the really important part. How are we trending, ladies and gentlemen? How is R5 looking compared to Claire? Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, can I just ask you one real quick favor? I'm trying to put out as much real good content for you guys as frequently as I possibly can, but when I check out the number of people that are subscribed whilst watching this, it's actually not that great. I would really appreciate it if you could just subscribe to the channel. It really helps me grow the channel, really helps me continue to give you really good content. Please do me a favor. Thank you. And drum roll, please. Oh dear me. Oh dearie me. We are long since past the introduction of R5's marquee. It's over 2 weeks. It's nearly 3 weeks since he's been released, and we've dropped down from that 385-ish thousand unlocks of Claire down to 303,000 unlocks of R5. That is an astronomical drop-off in numbers. It's not the 60k that we lost from Era of Andor, it's an additional 80k that we've lost. When you compare it across those 2 eras, that's like a quarter of the players have left. There's 140,000 less people unlocking R5 compared to Stormtrooper Luke. That is not good. And when you compare it, or you cross-examine it with how Mando and Grogu is doing for a theatrical release, with all the news reports coming out saying it's failing and it's going to bomb and it's going to be the worst performing Star Wars film in known history, this does not bode well for us. Okay, this does not bode well for us, and it's disappointing for someone like me because, as aforementioned, ad revenue, guys, I mean, you know, I've got to put food on the table. No, I'm joking. I love the game and I want the game to succeed. But if these are the metrics that we have to go and compare against when we're looking at just how many people are playing en masse, we have received a massive drop-off in players. The ball is now so firmly wedged between the cheeks of CG that they can probably taste it. it means bad things as far as I'm concerned. Now, I don't know what's the primary driver for this, but I'm sure you people at home have got a strong opinion as to why this is not performing as well. Why do you guys think that there are fewer and fewer people playing the game? Fewer and fewer people engaging with the new content? Because it doesn't matter even if you're playing Colosseum or not. If you log into your account at any point during this era, you will unlock R5. Which means after 3 weeks, we're down 80,000 people. 80,000 people were playing 3 months ago that are no longer playing. That is such a significant drop-off. Is it because people don't care about Mando? Is it because people do not like the direction that CG is going? Even with all of the recent changes to the new player experience, where they've tried to rebuild things, making lightspeed tokens cheaper, rebuilding the cantina, introducing a new player experience essentially, bringing in old characters. We're talking about your Wampas and your GGs and stuff like that, and making them accessible on nodes. It's clearly, right now, not working at bringing in new players, because our numbers are dipping. They're dipping, the dip, dab, and dodging. And that can't be good for those of us that really enjoy this game. More broadly speaking, if we take a look at how many people 7-starred, we've got 5,682 people that 7-starred R5. Now, I'll be interested to know how many people did that for Luke and how many people did that for Claire. So let's cross-compare that, because we can look at the free-to-play experience and we can say, maybe we lost 80,000 free-to-play players, but are the whales at the top level still throwing cash at the machine, as it were? This is actually quite interesting. This is what Claire was looking like. Now, I believe this was a day before her seven days in the marquee, so there were a number of people that hadn't taken her to 7 stars yet. But if we look here, 2,705 people at 7 stars with 4,487 at 6 stars. But if we compare that to what we're actually seeing right now for R5, I know he's later on, but we've actually got more people 7-starring and more people still at 6 star, right? Right? Is that right? No, less people, about the same at 6 star. And even more at 5 stars. So more and more people are actually investing in the 4 star, the 5 star, the 6 star, and the 7 star, but we have got fewer and fewer groups of people. Now, what is that? Is that free-to-play people leaving? Is that alt accounts being turned off because people are done with the grind? It'd be interesting to know. The funny thing is if these top numbers stay up, that does mean there's still money coming into the game that probably hasn't dropped, because this is twice what we saw for Claire in a similar sort of time frame, while still having the 4 and the 5 and the 6 still pretty plump. This is bizarre. I don't quite get it. We can also check Zeb, actually. Let's have a quick look at Zeb. What is the player data for Zeb? Now, Zeb he's about to go into his last day. 311,000. There are more people unlocking Zeb. This makes no sense to me. More people unlocking Zeb over here than what we had for R5. We've got fewer 7 stars, and this makes sense because, like I said, we've still got an extra day. A lot of people will be 5-starring there, and we've got fewer on the 5 stars and the 6 stars. I imagine all of this will probably shufty up. This is from 25 minutes ago, so it's not that long ago. We're about to go into the last one, but I don't understand. I don't understand why there are so many 7 stars that just happen to be for R5. That's really peculiar. I'll be interested to see how this plays out long term over the life cycle of this era, just to see how many people got that 7-star Maul, how many people got the 7-star Cassian, how many people got 7 stars on the upcoming Rot of the Hutt. Let's quickly check, actually. Let's see the Mauls at 7 stars. Let's see as well Cassian's at 7 star. So right now, 108,000 7-star Mauls, which is a number that wouldn't be indicative at the start of from the end of that first event, because he has actually been available within his Journey Guide event for about 3 weeks now. So there have been more people unlocking him, but that's still interesting to know. 108,000. I imagine Cassian's is much, much lower. Let's see. 8. It's not actually that much lower. Considering that Maul has had some extra people unlocking him at that 7 stars, still having nearly 90,000 people unlock Cassian at... Oh, it's not at 7 stars, apologies. That's actually just 90,000. We'll have to recheck this, apologies. 7 stars, 3,500. 3,500 7-star Cassians, and Maul is, well, there you go, 17,750. Quite significantly higher. But like I said, Maul was also more desirable than Cassian, better unit than Cassian, as well as having his event return. So the numbers are obviously going to be inflated for him. I will be curious to see, at the end of this era, how many people are actually going ahead and unlocking Rot of the Hutt. Numbers seem down, but we still got high level of R5 unlocks. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Make sure you do like before you go, comment down below saying if you are going to be unlocking Rotter, and I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.